Hello everyone. So this is the fundamental problem that we are going to address today. Why your infinite terrain stretches at distance and how to fix it. So this is basically a result of floating point precision with procedural infinite terrain systems. So let me demonstrate the problem first. So right now I am in the center of the world 000 position, or at least closer to that, and here you see these textures looks fine on the landscape material. But here let me speed up and move to a far different further away area. So I have speeded up the simulation so I can quickly move, and here now you see the textures has some kind of a problem, stretching problem. So this is the problem that we are going to address today. And this appears only when we are somewhat larger distance away from the center of the world. And this is important. Usually in games we may not encounter this, but this is important for our infinite terrain because it is infinite, so you can go very far away from the center. So let me explain. So here, this visual bug, it's like a checkerboard like diagonal stretching appears on terrain faces. So it depending on the location, the way it appears is somewhat different, but essentially it's stretching out the texture on the landscape material. And yeah, it only appears when we are further away from the center. So that's the issue. And this is the theory. We are using floats for our calculations, and in C++, floating point numbers are represented like this. It has 32 bits in total, and 1 bit is used for the sign, plus or minus, and the 8 bits are for exponent, which controls the magnitude, and this mantissa part, or the significant part, which is 23 bits, used to control the precision. And since float is always 32 bits, that's all you got, and no matter the magnitude of the number or how precise you want to be, this is all you have. So because of that, you can only represent 7 significant decimal digits. So it's only 7 digits of accuracy, and larger numbers have less decimal room. And you know, in Unreal, units are in centimeters, and here within this range, the texture looks fine, and around 2 million units away from the origin, it starts to appear. Actually, also it depends on the LOD level of the terrain as well, which represents the resolution of the terrain chunks. But essentially, further we go away from the center, this artifact starts to appear. So these were the 4 things that I checked. So first thing I thought of was maybe something wrong with my noise function, which is used to generate the height of the terrain. And so I tried wrapping the noise function in a bounded space, but that didn't fix the problem. And also I didn't want to keep wrapping because that would repeat the same pattern across the landscape, even though it might be very across a larger area and player might not notice that, but still I wanted to avoid that. And also I thought maybe since I'm using the nodes like world position inside my material, that might have something to do with that. So I created a very simple material with just a texture, but still that started appearing. So then I was able to pinpoint that this is definitely something to do with the UV coordinates of the terrain. So here you see, this is, even though I have this issue, if I enable wireframe mode, the wireframe looks perfectly fine to me. So I was sure it's nothing to do with the wireframe or the polygons. It should be UV calculation. And also I tried placing a static mesh very far away from the center and check if it has the same issue with the same material. It doesn't. So it should definitely come in from my calculation of UVs. So yeah, then I started looking into the UV generation logic, and this is what I had before. I'll show the exact position in my code as well, and this was the fix. So here, as you can see, I was using world coordinates to calculate my UVs, and what I did to fix that was I switched my calculations to use local coordinates here. And with the world coordinates, the world x, world y would get a very large number. When that happens, with this division, I get a number with very low precision. So because of that precision loss, my UV calculations become correct. And that problem does not happen with this local coordinates based calculation for UVs. So here is the exact position. This is my word chunk C++, and this is what I was using. So let me comment that out, and this is the correct fixed version. So let me use that, and let me trigger recompilation. Successful. Now let me play again, and let's fly away to a further away position. Yeah, see, texture is perfectly fine. It's all good. Okay, so yeah, that's the fixed, and I thought this would be something that you guys might be interested in if you are into developing infinite terrains. So that's why I thought of sharing this bit as a separate video. So yeah, this is why it didn't happen for static meshes, because it's automatically used local coordinates. So default behavior keeps math in smaller numbers, not unlike infinite terrains. So because of that, you will never run into such issues with static meshes. But when we deal with procedural meshes, we have to think about these things ourselves and handle these edge cases. We control UV, and we are just using world coordinates because it's convenient for calculations. It is easier to build logic with world coordinates. So, and the engine is not preventing with any of the calculations we are doing. So that's why we run into such issues with procedural mesh based infinite worlds. So here the rule is, whenever possible, use local or relative coordinates for your calculations. And these are the key takeaways. Local coordinates for mesh math, debugging methodology matters, and float precision is real. Well, maybe this is the first time I really encountered this. Even though I knew this, I didn't really have to think about this in the previous systems that I worked with. Yeah, this is fun. And yeah, copy from working systems. It's static meshes to UVs correctly. So you have to learn from what is working. So yeah, thanks for watching. The updated plugin you can download from my Patreon page, and also it is available in FAQ. I'll leave the link in description below. And also, yeah, if you choose to become a member, not just this, you can access all thousands of things that I have done in my channel from the Patreon page. And also, if you want to implement a system from scratch by yourself, this tutorial playlist explains how to develop a procedural runtime terrain, infinite terrain in Unreal. Everything is implemented from scratch and explained, so you can follow this and implement everything by yourself too. So feel free to check it out. I'll leave the link to this also in the description. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.